San Quentin's infamous death row is facing its own death sentence. The California Department of Corrections has now begun transferring all death row inmates to other prisons to comply with voter-approved Prop 66. So, by the end of the summer, California's death row will no longer exist. NBC Bears' Jody Hernandez took what may be one of the last tours of San Quentin's East Block.
You're locked down everywhere you go.
Marcus Adams describes what it's been like living on San Quentin's death row. Sentenced to death for triple murder, he's lived in a 4 by 10-foot cell for the past 21 years. Like all death row inmates, anytime he leaves his cell, he must be escorted and handcuffed.
Being on death row, you're confined to your cell 20 hours out of the day.
But that's all about to change. The Department of Corrections has begun clearing out San Quentin's East Block, moving condemned inmates to other prisons across the state. It's all a result of Proposition 66, which requires death sentence inmates to pay restitution to their victims, meaning they need to be able to leave their cells to work.
They can't stay here because we do not have an electrified fence. And so the guys that are transferring have to be behind an electrified fence.
The CDCR says inmates will be mainstreamed into the general population and not required to wear handcuffs at their new prisons. There are still 399 condemned prisoners living here. The youngest, 24, the oldest, 93. All of them will be moved out by the end of the summer. Anything you're going to miss about death row?
No. Not at all.
Michael Lamb was sentenced to death for killing a fellow gang member. Once a part of a white supremacy gang, he says he's now a changed man.
I can't tell you how good it feels to get rid of the death row stigma, you know, because when people think death row, they think serial killer, rapists, child molesters, and I'm not here for that.
But victims advocates say it's a recipe for disaster.
These prisoners are not the type of prisoners that should be put in mainstream. People are going to die because of this policy. There are several death row inmates that received a death sentence because they killed someone in prison already.
But these condemned men say they're ready for a new way of life and a little more freedom.
It's a different lifestyle for all of us. You know, it's going to be different. We get to walk to the chow hall. We get to stand in line to get ice cream and chicken on the bone and small stuff like that. Is big to us in here.
Oh, I can't wait. I'm ready to go. Yeah, I can't wait to get out of here and be out there.
At San Quentin, Jody Hernandez, NBC Bay Area News.